Hello Rhinos, how are you all doing? We're all one step away from reversing our type 2 diabetes. But what is that step? My name is John Collett and I'm a former type 2 diabetic. And I set up Type Rhino to help people with type 2 diabetes reverse their condition naturally. And if that's you, give us a subscribe, give us a like, press that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Please comment below so that you're about this video and anything that's in it, because if you add value, that might help someone else. So we're all one step away from healing our type 2 reversing our type 2 diabetes. But what is that one step? That one step is to make a decision. Make a decision to reverse it. Far too many of us have allowed life to meander us down the river, pushing us one way or another. And when it comes to the category of food and exercise, well, that's why we got type 2 diabetes, so we can't argue that one. But we've got to a point where we're about to go over a cliff. And we've got two decisions. We can go over the cliff, or we can paddle like hell and avoid it. And once you've made a decision, then you've got to pick a vehicle. Got to pick a vehicle that's going to help you reverse your type 2 diabetes. When it comes to diet, there's many diets out there. There's low carb, there's ketogenic, it's plant-based. And when you do your research on any of these diets, they've helped a lot of people. And so there's no denying or arguing over is one better or the other. The reality is one of them is going to work for you. And whichever one of those works for you, then that's your vehicle for your healthy eating. I personally recommend that you cut out processed sugar out of your life. Processed food, processed sugar, get rid of it. That's the problem. The next vehicle you've got to pick is what form of exercise you do. The reality is nearly all forms of exercise are good for reversing your type 2 diabetes. So I would advise you do something which you enjoy. Yeah, I used to have a negative association with going down the gym and running, because it always seemed that I got hurt every time I did it, or I got shin splits, or I hurt my back. When I started doing DDPY was Diamond Dallas Page is a wrestler, so that's why I love doing DDPY, because I have a very positive association to wrestling, and so I enjoyed the exercise a lot more. The third thing you've got to do is take massive action. It's no good you sitting there thinking about it. Get up right now. Pause this video right now. Go into the kitchen. Get all the chocolate, all the biscuits, all the crisps. Put them in a bag and kick them out of the house. That could be an action. Go for a walk. Go to the end of your street and come back and go for a walk, and then continue to play this video. Okay, but it's taking action. The quicker you move to do something, the more likely it's going to get to the fourth thing, was making those actions habitual. You've got to learn to do these actions every day when it comes to healthy eating. Yeah, try and get your eating habits at the same time so that you can control what you're putting into your food. Get your exercise routines done at the same time every day, or if it's 3 times a week or 4 times a week, have a set time where nothing can interfere with that. That you can go online and you can read articles of people, okay, who have reversed their type 2 diabetes, and they've all managed to do it in different ways, but they all have one thing in common. That one thing in common is that they took action every day to reverse it. Okay, it doesn't matter if they had a lot of money and a lot of resources, or they had none. If you want to reverse it, you have to make the purpose of reversing your type 2 diabetes a habit. And then we come on to the fifth and the final one, and that is set a new standard for yourself. That's right. if you want change in your life, you're going to have to make changes in your life. And that means setting new standards. Nothing can get in the way of you reversing your type 2 diabetes. So if you've decided to exercise at a certain time on a certain day, you can't allow anything to interfere with it. Just have to say no when your friend phones up and say, do you want to go to the pub? Now you can be a little bit flexible. So if you've decided to exercise 4 days a week and something comes up that means and it's an exercise day, but it does mean you can do it the next day, you just make sure you do it the next day. But if you can't do it the next day, then the answer has to be no. However painful you think that might be, it's not as painful as you think. I say, I've had to do it numerous times. But people, they understand, and they do understand. And when you go out to have something to eat, and you see people eating ice cream and chocolate or chips, you have to set your new standard for yourself. Vegetables, you have to have salad. I promise you, when they see the changes in your body, they'll understand why you're doing it. And they won't judge you for long, okay? But you're the one that's got to set the standards in your life to do that. So I'm going to give you an example for me in my own life. When I got type 2 diabetes, I was watching a documentary and there was a chap who had his leg amputated. And when he came out of the operation, he's been interviewed again, and he was saying about his thumb coming off. Well, that was it for me. I made a decision right there and then that I was going to reverse my type 2 diabetes. I immediately went into the kitchen and I chucked out all the chocolate crisps and processed food in the house. The vehicles I picked was going to be a low carb diet, just cutting out as much sugar out of my life as possible, and I picked DDPY yoga for the reasons I explained earlier. And then I set times every day, and at times I get up at 5 a.m. I don't mind letting you know, I hit the mat at 5:30 5 times a week, and I do my exercise until 6:30. And I do that because because at those times, and if anything interferes with that, I say no, unless I can do it on another day and get the 5 workouts in. When I go out, even if I'm out with friends, I make sure I still eat healthy. Now, they're the 5 things you need to do. Make a decision, choose a vehicle, take action, make it a habit, and set new standards for yourself. Because if you want to make changes in your life, you need to make changes in your life. I'm going to stick some other videos up here for you to enjoy, and I'm going to put a button there for you to subscribe. But please remember, people, you're not a number. You're a rhino. Now charge.